Hello everyone, my name is Gracian and welcome to episode 1 of this Let's Play / tutorial series for Songs of Conquest. If you didn't catch episode 0, I will talk about all the different aspects of the game and I'll sort of explain how everything works and stuff like that. This episode is the first gameplay episode, so in this one we're going to do a battle, probably this one just so I can show it off and talk about the battle. So there will be more tutorial stuff in here, but I'll be moving on from here and actually sort of working on beating the game. So in our first episode, our episode 0, we sort of did everything we could on this first turn. We sort of talked about construction, movement, the resources, how to gauge if a combat is a good idea or not. So now we are all set to actually progress. So let's go ahead and end turn. Shouldn't see anything really happening here. So now we've got all of our movement back. We've got our timber mill up, so we're starting to produce some lumber here. There's some more up there I could pick up. There's also lots of gold sitting around. Glimmerweave. I might head around this way. See what we see up here. Okay, this one's being protected by some berserker type characters, so we're not going to be able to do that. Let's check this crumbling monument. So we got 600 experience. It made us level to 2. So we can now choose a skill. So we can improve a skill, which would make our combat train go from our troops get plus 10% to plus 20% damage. We could get a new skill, gain at the start of each battle round plus 2 order essence, or upgrade command to get 4 troops with you in your army. We don't have access to more troops yet, but this is usually you want to get up to, I would say 5 at the minimum if you're going to really be taking a strong army. But for now, let's just grab combat training. That's a pretty nice, I'm pretty excited about just having a bunch of extra damage. Let's go here, source of riches. Old camp. So we can either take the skeletons or the gold. I'm just going to take the skeletons just so I can sort of get stuff going here. In the early game, that's sort of a limiting factor, is not having any soldiers. The only thing left we have to do this turn, since we can't recruit another character yet, is go ahead and get the stoneworks here. So it's costing us a lot of our money, but we also have to wait while we get our resources. Let's end the turn. All right, so now we're going to be at 5 next turn for the wood so that we can upgrade this structure. Let's see, we need lumber, which I don't see any of. Otherwise, we might be able to do it this turn. It's a bubbling pot with some gold in it, some wood, some stone. Oh, we found some wood in there. Okay, so now we can actually upgrade our city itself. So I didn't talk about this stuff in the first episode, so let me go over this real quick. Wielders are how you summon the other characters. They are unique. These are not randomly generated. They have starting skills, starting powers and stuff like that. And they sort of focus on different things. Like there's a guy in here who's all about rats. Yeah, this guy loves having plague rats. He gives them extra health. And then there's a one that specializes in summoning zombies and skeletons and stuff. I can't remember. There's also some magician type characters. Like this one here gets extra essence in combat. This one gets extra troop movement. She's more like a commander. So once we get to that point, we can actually choose which one we want to summon. For managed defenses, this is where you can draft troops as they're produced and leave them in the garrison of the city. We just have this one slot at the moment so that if someone comes and attacks us, they have to deal with the defense that's here. At the moment, we have absolutely nothing, so somebody could just walk right into our house and take it. However, the only other characters on the map are the enemy player, which is probably all the way over here. So what we're going to want to do here is go ahead and upgrade our excavation to the next level. It costs us 2,000 gold, 5 stone, 5 wood, but it'll increase our income by 500 more. We will have more building sites as well. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So it's instant, which is awesome. I can't use this build site because it's actually occupied by these enemies, which is kind of funny. So I want to go in here and let's get the... I wouldn't mind having the skeletons, but I can't afford it because of the ancient amber. This guy's guarding some ancient amber, and we can take this guy on. So why don't we go take this guy on, grab the amber, and then build that and get skeletons instead of rats. I like the skeletons more. The skeletons are I think, slightly better. They're just more expensive. And the rats are really fast, though. And once you get plague rats, they can poison, which is quite nice as well. So let's go do a fight. We'll take a look at what combat looks like. So one really nice thing about this game that we didn't have access to in Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is that you can select where your units start the combat by dragging their little tiles around like this. And we can also see where the enemies are going to be. So we've got a question mark enemy here. We know it's going to be those knight characters, 1 to 5 of them, and they're going to start there. So we really want our cultists somewhere like sort of in the back because they're going to be there they have a buff ability that we're going to be using, and then we're just going to send the skeletons in and have them sort of tank the enemies, and then we're going to build up some arcana and basically use spells to win. I think is how we're going to have to do that. So we can quick battle it, we can withdraw, or we can manual battle. Let's manually battle it. All right, isn't it beautiful? Look at this game, it's so beautiful. So there's an initiative system. So we can see here, it's going to be my cultists, then the single fist of order, thankfully it's just the 1, and then the 14 oathbound. Now this guy is pretty dangerous. There's only 1 of him because he's pretty strong. I think there's a way, yeah, you can just left click on him to get a unit card here. We can see it does 20 to 25 damage, has 75 health, tons of offense and defense, pretty fast at 5, and has 50% range resistance because they've got a shield. And every time they move a tile, they get more melee offense because they're charging. So very, very dangerous unit here. So our skeletons, for example, have 2 to 3 damage, 14 health each. So when this guy hits us, if he does 20 to 25 damage, he's going to kill a skeleton with every hit and wound the next one in the stack. So basically every 2 hits is going to kill 3 or 4 skeletons. And our hits here damage 2 to 3 times 14. So let's say we did 2, that's almost 30 damage. It would take us 3 hits at the maximum to kill this guy. So yeah, this is going to be an easy fight, but this guy is dangerous. If there was more than 1 of them, I'd be in trouble here. So let's take a look at our spells, because we're going to have access to some of the spells in these tiers here, depending on how long the combat takes. Looks like we started with 1 Arcana and 2 Order. We can't cast anything yet. I talked in the last episode about how these let you cast the things down the row, but there are also these combined spells. So say you have Order and Arcana, you might maybe find the Strength and Essence here, which we may have access to as we go on here. So there's all sorts of stuff like, let's see, we don't really generate chaos or creation with our particular units we saw. So let's say here creation, like we won't really be able to use this ability. Is more creation. Our chaos here, we won't be able to use that. So there's lots of cool spells that are sort of different combinations of them are available to the different factions, which is really cool. So for our first turn, I'm just going to use this buff spell. Of Glory's Gone, the cultists will sing a little chant, which will give +5 melee offense and +5 ranged offense to friendly troops for basically one of their turns. So, and it'll end the turn as well. So if we click this button, so you got a little green arrow here because he's buffed. Now this guy moved in as close as he could, which means if I go in and fight him, I'm going to deal 31 to 46 damage. My 17 offense versus their 33 defense means I'm going to deal 8% less damage, and then they're going to retaliate and hit me back. There's not really a lot I can do about this. Like, I need to fight this guy, or he's going to like get past me and try to go after my cultists. So I'm going to go in and get the first hit, but then he's going to hit back. So let's take a look at what happens. There, so he smacked me, did 30 damage, which killed exactly 2 skeletons. Well, actually, a little more than that. So I don't know if he hit well. He must have hit kind of high. Yeah. So now this guy, he can go in and fight. You can see here I could do up to 30 damage. But this guy, I think, is better off just staying back here and buffing. One of the really great things about the cultist is if you have a single cultist left, 1 stack of 1 cultist, they can still do this buff. It doesn't matter how many are in the stack. So it's kind of good and bad, I guess, for balance, but you could just have a single cultist in the back here that never goes in, and all of your units can be buffed all the time, which is quite nice. See, our spell book here is now showing us that we have spells available because we've reached a high enough amount of this essence. So we can click on this and they'll be lit up now. So we've got protection, defense, and spell defense, and initiative and troop movement. So in this case, let's see, we've got this guy going next. So, and he's probably going to hit the skeletons because units do project like an aura around them that stops enemies from moving past them unless they have a special skill. So this guy's probably going to hit my skeleton. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cast Protection 1 on the skeleton. So for basically one of his turns, he's going to have this bonus defense. So you can see his defense went up to 28. So you can see his melee offense is 12 when it's normally 7, and his defense is 28 when it's normally 8. That's from both the buffs and the spell we cast. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. Just keep that spell up there. He hit us and killed 2. It might have been worse. We don't know because of the defense. We did what we could. And now we're going to strike back. And you can see there's a skull with a 1 next to it. That means we are guaranteed to kill 1 unit. So you can see it shows the damage range, 22 to 33. But it's telling us that if we do 22 damage or 33 damage, we kill 1. We're going to kill this unit. Let me get this really cool like zoom in of these little pixel characters finishing the fight. Really, really great stuff. All right, so we get our victory screen here. So a random group of marauders. There was just 1. They killed 4 of our skeletons. We got 135 experience. We can accept. All right, so now let's run in and grab this ancient amber. We got 3 of it, which is perfect because we needed 2 for the crypt. Build that, so that'll be done next turn. We also have some other stuff here. We are low on gold, but Glimmer Weave is... there's a little bit down in that corner, but let's take the Glimmer Weave. What is this? Source of 400 gold. Well, there we go. And here we can get either 3 Ancient Amber or 1,000 experience. Now, that's extremely tempting. But I know from playing this faction that Ancient Amber is very important. So I'm going to take the Amber instead. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run down here and collect some of this stuff. And kind of snake our way back up around, and we'll have some troops available after that. Let's take a look at our tier 2 building site, our medium slot here, and see what we can build. So we can't build anything yet, but our options include these range units, which I think are pretty good, in my opinion, because they poison enemies, so every time they take a turn, they just take a bunch of damage. So you can kind of poison a stack, and then they get a turn and die, or they're weakened, or whatever, so they can be quite useful. We also have the Sanctum here to get the cultists for buffing, or the scholars for magic. The Mausoleum will make more attack units. We've got these these are kind of like our knights almost. They're a little faster than our skeletons, and they are kind of tanky. And then we've got these guys are very fast. They got 5 movement, ignore zone of control. They're stealthy, so they can zip right past things and hit the archers in the back or something. So those are quite nice. And then we also have the trading post. This is also an important building. This lets you sell off excess resources and buy things that you have a deficit in. So say we don't ever find a way to really get Glimmerweave or Amber or something, we can buy it here. So we will plan for that once we have resources to do something. So let's end the turn here. All right, so here's one of the random events. So the Trunk of Books, rare knowledge. Cultists have discovered a trunk of old books. They're donated to the Unseen Society for their research. So we got plus 100 gold. So not, crazy good, but it's nice that it's a good thing and not a bad thing. So we got an extra $100. We're going to go pick up all of this stuff here. There we go, 600 gold, 900 gold. And we get +1 creation essence during the next 1 battle. So during the next 1 battle, we will make an extra creation essence. Is that in here somewhere? I think it's here. Temporary modifiers for 1 battle. Cool. And then equipment modifiers, we don't have any yet. Let's head to here. More gold. And then I'm just going to head over here, grab these things, and then we'll get our skeletons. You can recruit them by taking a hero and talking to the city. I think you can talk to the building itself. And then the other thing you can also do is you can recruit things into the, like draft them into the defense. So we can actually go here and say, you know, I want to draft, you know, 3 of them into the defense of the city and leave 2 in the other building to recruit or something like that. So I'll just leave them for now. We're not in any danger yet. Let's see what we need to upgrade this city again. 10 stone and 10 wood. So we will eventually get there from these buildings, but we may be a little bit off. These are also upgradable. You can see we can upgrade for stone and glimmer weave. We can upgrade the timber mill. We can also upgrade the stoneworks. Let's see, that's just 2 wood, 2 glimmer weave. So we're low on lumber at the moment. We don't know what we're going to find out through here. I know we have a little bit of lumber here, but it might be a bit before we can take on that guy. So let's just upgrade one of these just for the long run. It'll be really helpful to have that. There we go. So upgraded lumber mill. We're getting 2 per turn. And then we end turn. So now let's see here. We have skeletons. Oh, we can upgrade this. 4 stone and 4 ancient amber, which we actually have now. Let's get legionnaires instead of the basic skeletons. It's probably going to be too expensive for us to recruit the legionnaires because they'll cost more. If we go into the tutorials and codex, we can go to units. Take a look here. So we can see the Oathbound will cost 140 gold. The Legionnaires will cost 260. So they cost a little less than double. They have the Defend ability. They gain a shield, so they're much tankier. They do a little bit more damage. They have more health, more offense, more defense, same movement. They're a little slower. Or maybe that's faster. Yeah, I think that's faster. So, you know, maybe that is a good idea. Have some pretty upgraded units right off the bat. We'll go ahead and do it. What's this over here? Got some sort of strange structure here. Ancient amber excavation, source of riches. I wonder if this makes amber every turn. That would be great to have. Might be a bit before we can take that on. So let's head up here. So we can recruit. We can upgrade our current units that we have in our stack to the Legionnaires, and then we can go to the city and draft troops. We can't draft these ones. They haven't made any yet. That's right. So they've only made these ones, so we can buy these and then upgrade them. Upgrade troops, and we can afford to get all of them. We'll go ahead and do it. We're quite poor now, but we have some nicely upgraded units. Looks like we can fight these characters here pretty easily now. So let's go ahead and head that way. So we got 2 stacks of these now. You can also sort of scoot them around. Like I can take these and split equally. So now there's 9 and 8. So let's go take on this this character here, because then we'll get access to our site here that we're missing. Can I build there anyway? Oh, it looks like I might be able to. That's interesting. I also build a croft, which will make us money per turn. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so they're going to start in the middle here. So let's get our skeletons there, and we'll just leave our cultist back here. Okay, so they've got some of these barbarian guys with them as well. So these are brigands. 5 to 7 damage, 25 health. High offense, low defense. So these are kind of just sort of, they're fairly standard units, to be honest. They're just a little more offense than defense. Now these are wolves. They deal less damage, have less health. They're very fast, and they have high movement and initiative. So they're also stealthy, ignore zone of control. So we won't be able to protect our cultists very well. So I'm going to move them back to here. And then they still have movement points left, so they can use this Glory's Gone ability. So we're just going to get in here. Looks like we'll kill 4 to 6 of them. And then they will retaliate, but there'll be fewer of them to hit me. Yeah, so there's only one left, so it did very little damage to us. You can see the power of attacking first can be very strong. I might go ahead and buff this one with that defense skill. This retaliation will hit a little less hard. So we're just gonna buff up. Make everybody a little bit. Was it offense or defense? It was. I don't remember what it was. +5 melee offense. Yeah, okay, so they're a little stronger offensively. Ooh, we nearly killed this unit. So that's great for us because that means he's got 2 health. So that means this one will survive and go back to full health at the end of the fight. And we have another spell available. We've got our first destruction spell. We can give offense to a unit. So we might as well do that. It's not like we keep this. So now this guy will hit pretty hard. Kill off that last brigand. Skeletons look so good, don't they? Really wonderful game. They really took that formula and that nostalgia and made it, like, modernized it. It's a really great game. So we got a little bit of experience. We lost 1 troop, but we killed all of those ones. And now we have access to these resources. So what is this? Just a... Well, these are just trees with cobwebs between them there. I thought that was an item earlier. Let's pick up that amber. Idol or ancient. Let's take the experience this time. So we can upgrade. Oh, our troops would gain another retaliation. Now that's interesting. Or more troops into combat with me. I think. Let's take this one. We'll have a small but elite force of units, and then we'll get this later. As soon as we level up again, we'll probably start getting that. That's interesting. I've not seen that skill yet, that level 3 where you get the extra retaliation. That's fairly interesting. Crumbling Monument visited, so you can see it's showing that we can't get that experience again. So we're just gonna walk over to here and just end the turn with a little bit of movement left. Grab a couple more skeletons next turn, and then we'll move out to this area. Secret of Bones. The Journal of an Ancient Wielder is found in the trunk of old books. It shares some interesting theories of necromancy and has been sold to a collector of rare books for a handsome sum. So we get 800 gold and 5 oathbound. Will be the advantage of Barony of Loth. Interesting. So we got these troops. See, you can see we don't have a space for them. So we have a couple options here. We can put these together so they are in one stack, and then we'll have a 3rd slot available. Or we can actually... oh, no, we can't upgrade them. I thought we could upgrade them. So we'll just move that there. And then move as many as possible. There we go. Perfect. So that event actually did have more benefit to it. So that's pretty nice. I thought it was just the 100 gold, but we got more gold and some free forces. So let's go here. Draft these guys here. Go to this building. Upgrade these ones. Spent most of our money. Now I'm probably gonna take these and mix them. And let's head out this way. Maybe we'll head down here and see how tough this group is. $700 gold. Shoes of the Wanderer. Okay, we've got our first item. So it automatically equips it if you don't have anything in that slot, which is pretty nice. It gives +2 movement and +2 view radius. This is fantastic for early game. This might be good all the time, actually, but that's really nice. To be able to see further and move more in a turn, that's a lot more actions we can take. That's really cool. So that might be powerful. A lot of the ways out of your area are going to be guarded by troops, so it sort of gates you from rushing past when you're not strong enough yet. Here's a source of power. Granary. Here's a mace. That's interesting. So it looks like we have to get a little closer to see how strong this one is. So let's head to this source of power. +3 offense. Is that permanent? No. That's interesting. I mean, unless this runs out, I don't know why. I don't know if it does, but that's really interesting. This is an unguarded weapon. That's interesting. So we still have this tier 2 building slot, but we're a little low on money. Can we upgrade this? We can. It costs wood and glimmer weave. I think it's worth doing that just for the more money. If you have lots of money and no resources, you just buy a marketplace and buy what you need. We got a mace. Interesting. Just a free weapon just sitting on the ground. +7 offense. All right. Awesome. So make our troops a little stronger. Here's a granary. We got 1,900 gold. So we basically just we just taxed the population here. This may or may not reset eventually. We can come back with somebody like in a might take like a week or two. So now let's head on over here and see how strong they are. Usually if you get a little closer, so this is medium. It's be a little risky to do this. But they do have a ancient source of ancient amber. Many brigands. I might put these all in one stack because we've got the +1 retaliation now. And that way we can put one stack in the middle, buff them with defense from that spell, and then let them just smack these guys back. That might be the best option for us here. Plus we just picked up some gear. Makes our units do more damage. So I think I'm going to try it. Because this would be this would be a huge if we could get that that amber source up and running quickly. Let's start up here on the high ground and we'll kind of go over to here. Hopefully they don't have ranged units. If they do, we'll just try to stay out of their way. Okay, they don't. It's just different little groups of the brigands. So let's just back up, use this spell. Okay, it's pretty fast. We can hit first and potentially kill quite a bit of them. You could also go up here and hit the defense button. Let them go and hit me. By then I might be able to put defense on him. This guy's movement is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he won't be able to get to us. So let's just hit this one. Oops, he can't get to us. My bad. Oh, we killed that one. My god. So let's put defense and offense. So we hit back really hard and we can do it twice. I'm just going to move back here and just use this. We're going to take like no damage from this. Yeah, that whole stack killed one skeleton. We killed the whole stack back. Awesome. That was really easy. It said medium. But we had, we had a plan based on our buffs we had access to. Very cool. So 3 skeletons for this whole fight. Level 4. I think it's probably time to get command now. And we have access to this building. So now, look at this. We're generating amber every turn already, which is really good. That's going to be fantastic. I know from experience that we need amber in this faction. So that's going to be fantastic. Looks like there's some other kind of... What is this going to be? Celestial? I wonder if this is a mine of some kind up here that we can grab. So let's grab this other stuff here. Gold. More gold. And I might head back for some more skeletons because every turn they're sort of... Yeah, they're adding 2 more every turn over here. We're also out of time, though, so this is going to conclude our episode 1. Again, this is the 2nd episode total, if you didn't catch that tutorial 1. So we'll come back for episode 2 in the next one. We will continue upgrading. Hopefully soon we can upgrade this building, and then we'll be able to get another wielder soon. And we also want to think about what we want our medium building to be. Probably toxicologist, just so we have a range option. But the trading post is good if we can't find what we need to recruit these guys, although this is just lumber for this, so that's pretty easy. Got tons of money right now too, which is awesome. So this is looking pretty good. This guy's got some really powerful buffs for just line troops, you know, just skeletons with shields. This guy's going to be really fun for that. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have been enjoying this tutorial series so far. I hope you learned something as well. If you do play this game, let me know in the comments what kind of faction you like to play. I like to play the undead the most, but I can definitely see the appeal of the other factions. So let me know. So thank you again for watching. If you want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. Come on back for episode 2. I'll see you then.